Hello and welcome to Selah, where we take time out of each weekday to pause, catch our breath, draw near to God, and refresh our spirits. I want to begin by quoting Dean Pallant from one of our recent bulletins at work.
If you are feeling confused at the speed of recent events, you're not alone. We're living through turbulent times. Brexit, COVID, the war in Ukraine, the cost of living crisis, and there's no sign of life getting easier. I know that's not what people want to hear, but it seems inevitable that there are more choppy waters ahead. People will increasingly be desperate for solutions. They'll need more than political promises. They'll need more than a box of food or a hot meal. Economics and politics will never be able to save the world.
I think feeling concussed is a very good way to describe how a lot of us are probably feeling right now. You'd be forgiven for barely being able to keep up with what on earth is going on in our government, and feeling a bit discombobulated by the ever-changing news articles that tell us what we do or don't need to be worried about, like the fact that each cup of tea is now going to cost us more. But on a more serious note, people in the country are facing very real hardship. I've lost count of the number of news articles I've read about families having to survive on one meal a day, or parents going without so that their children are fed and clothed. Hope seems lacking, and like Dean said, people need more than political promises and a guaranteed meal on the dinner table. We don't know how long this season of life for our nation will last, and so now more than ever we need to cling to Jesus, even when hope seems dim. In today's episode, we're going to listen to a song called The Goodness of Jesus by CityAlight. They're an Aussie Anglican church whose vision is to write songs with simple melodies and biblically rich lyrics that are easy to pick up. But before we begin, let's listen to this verse from Matthew 11.
Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.
I will stop and breathe in your presence. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Last week, in his musical musing episode, Sam mentioned that verse in Matthew 11, and we were reminded that in every season of life, Jesus walks alongside us, side by side. Bearing the yoke of Christ means to submit to him, putting ourselves in a posture of surrender and trust, and allowing him to guide and lead us through life. When life feels chaotic, out of control or uncertain, much like the times we're living in now, it can be very easy to want to scramble for as much control as we possibly can. It can be easy to try and figure everything out on our own, or let the things happening in society weigh us down, wondering how on earth it's going to work out and be okay. Hope can seem very fragile when we're trying to drum it up for ourselves. As with Dean's words, good economics and politics won't save the world, and we can't either. But thankfully we have a greater hope, and his name is Jesus, and he is good. The song The Goodness of Jesus came onto a random playlist when we were driving in the car the other day. I hadn't heard it before, but I was really struck by the words. I was not having a good day, and I was feeling a bit anxious, but the opening lyrics are that same invitation from Matthew 11. Verse 1 says, "Come you weary heart now to Jesus. Come you anxious soul now and see. There is perfect love and comfort in your tears. Rest here in his wondrous peace. Oh, the goodness of Jesus. Satisfied he is all that I need. May it be, come what may, that I rest all my days in the goodness of Jesus." Resting in the wondrous peace and goodness of Jesus sounds like a pretty good thing. When I'm feeling anxious or burdened, my default response is often to try and thrash things out myself, which never seems to end well, funnily enough. In those times and spaces, when the weight of the world feels exceptionally heavy, the promise we have in Jesus is peace and rest in all circumstances at all times. I think that's what makes his peace wondrous, is that we can experience it in the most unpeaceful of worldly circumstances. That peace and rest is a free gift that we just have to remember to take up. The second verse goes on. Come find what this world cannot offer. Come find your joy here complete. Taste the living water, never thirst again. Rest here in his wondrous peace. And the third verse, come and find your hope now in Jesus. He is all he said he would be. Grace is overflowing from the Saviour's heart. Rest here in his wondrous peace. In John's Gospel, Jesus says these words,
I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart, and the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give, so don't be troubled or afraid.
It's easy to skip past those words without taking the full weight of their meaning. Jesus promises what the world can't offer, no matter how hard it tries or fails. He is our stability and assurance. He has that living water our souls are parched for. He has peace that passes understanding. Our hope is in him, not in our political leaders, not on the strength of the pound or the state of our bank balance, not in anyone or anything else, but in him. I love that line in verse 3 that says Jesus is all that he said he would be. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He is our living hope, entirely dependable, steadfast in love, fully trustworthy, the resurrection, the good shepherd, faithful, true, and whose goodness, mercy, and justice knows no end. He is the rock that we can build our house on when the waves of life are battering and crashing all around. And we can be at peace in the knowledge that when we put our trust in him, we won't be shaken. And we can, as the song says, rest in his wondrous peace. The storms of life don't face Jesus, and it's him we can hold fast to at all times. And we can offer that same peace to those around who don't know Jesus, maybe in a conversation, or just in the way that we're able to hold fast our peace that others might recognise in us as different. If you're feeling anxious, weary, or heavy, or even if you're doing okay, I want to encourage you as we listen to this song to let these biblical truths wash over you. And my prayer for us all is that we would truly find rest in his wondrous peace, now and at all times.